Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Project Power. Project Power is a 2020 sci-fi action film directed by Henry Joost and Ariel Schulman, following an ex-soldier as he is trying to hunt down the source of a dangerous pill that is being distributed all throughout New Orleans. On his travels, he hooks up with a young teenager who's been dealing the pill as they try to find the power behind this project. So as per usual, didn't really look at trailers for this film. I saw a couple of short clips on Twitter. I had seen the poster and I knew a little bit that it was kind of like superhero-y, but the superpowers came from a pill. And that was basically it heading into the film. I also knew we had a cast starring Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but I actually hadn't seen a whole lot of footage from the film. However, sci-fi action sounds like a blast. I love superhero films. I was kind of excited to see what this was all about. And overall, I think it's fun. I don't think it's great, but it's a fun watch. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, I would like to start with talking about our cast, particularly Dominique Fishback, who I think steals the show. She plays Robin, our main girl, our little teenage protagonist, and she's wonderful. First of all, her character raps, and she kills it on that department. She's so good every single time they have her start spitting bars. But really, she just flew off the screen with charisma. I think she was wonderful and a really great core to the film itself. Jamie Foxx is also really good in this movie, as is Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think all of our main cast do a nice job. Also, the premise is really cool. It is very X-Men like in a lot of ways, in the fact we get to see so many different power sets. It's an interesting concept because the pill you get has to correlate with the power you just naturally have within you, and it only works for that power. And I thought that was a really cool idea that it's kind of genetically in you to unleash that power, I think, but we'll get back to that in the negatives. But basically, it was just really cool to see all these different power sets unleash, and I think for the most part, the special effects were really strong throughout, and those powers were really effectively brought to life. And I really enjoyed our characters, the characters that we get to know at least a little bit. They're fun, they're funny, they're not too deep. We get the deeper backstories, certainly. And for what it is, the movie delivers. It delivers sci-fi action. Instead, we get big powers, we get some big action set pieces, some of which are really effective, some of which I wish they had been filmed differently, but overall, it gets the job done as just kind of an entertaining, mindless popcorn movie. So let's go ahead and get into the negatives. Well, I alluded to this first negative in my positives, and it's the fact that we don't really go too deep into anything. The characters stay pretty surface level. We get some motivation, some backstory, but not enough to really hook you on to who these people are and fully invest you in their character journey. On top of that, the mythology of it all is really ill-defined. The script at large is not all that great, if I'm being honest. We get a scene in a classroom that is literally just there to have a callback exposition moment later in the film, and there's a lot of those type of like conveniences or contrivances as we move throughout the movie. But as I mentioned in my positives, even something as simple as how the powers work isn't really defined. You think it is, and then Jamie Foxx has a moment late in the film where he says a new piece of information that really made me question, well, does it unlock like something genetically within you? Do you just revert back to the power that you got when you took your first pill? So that first pill determines which animal power you get. It couldn't be fully from the pill because you only have the one power set. So I was confused as to the complete mythology and how any of this actually works. To mention the dialogue is also not great. There's a lot of scenes where I was kind of rolling my eyes. But then we get to the direction of the film, which I also think was mediocre. There are some really cool shots to be had, some really awesome action set pieces, and then we get other action set pieces which are heavily cut and super disjointed as you're trying to keep track of what's going on. This set of directors also really likes like close in face shots, and there was too many. This moment where someone's riding on this motorcycle and we keep cutting to their face, and I was like, oh, we don't need to keep doing this. There's nothing interesting going on. There's also this set piece where we're inside of this experimental glass tube, and at first it's kind of cool, but then you realize you're not actually looking out from someone's point of view, and there's really no need to be in there other than kind of a cool effect, but it goes on for far too long. You can't tell anything that's happening outside of that glass tube that we're focused on, and I think that's the problem, is they continually just go back to these type of ways of shooting the action set pieces that seem cool in theory, but once actually implemented into practice, actually took away from the excitement that we were meant to be feeling. Also, the like big corporation is very stereotypical. There's a lot of cliches within the film overall. Also, these like basically cameos. Machine Gun Kelly. Why are we letting him be an actor? He's not horrible, but he's never good. And that's pretty much his cameo here yet again. And then we have Courtney B. Vance, who pops up for literally a scene, and we never hear from him again. There's a lot of stuff that we just kind of never really give time or attention to. And in many ways, Robin's rapping gets built up for no kind of real payoff. I wish a lot of this had gotten a little bit more attention within the script itself, but here we are. So overall, Project Power is a solid sci-fi action movie. It is good enough that I think you'll have a good time watching it, but not good enough that you'll remember this one moving forward. A fun way to pass the time, but not as great as it had the potential to be. So if you have Netflix already, definitely check it out. I don't think it's a waste of 2 hours of your time. So that is my review of Project Power. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Project Power, or have you already seen it? If you have, let me know your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!